Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Hello, art history enthusiasts and visual culture aficionados. It's me again, Miss M, and I'm back with yet another video. Tonight I have a little bit of free time. It was kind of a light day today, so I had not too many things on my to-do list. Oh, so I said, you know what? I've been wanting to do something other than shining videos for for a little while. And again, I was talking with the crew on Slack, and I was in the Full Metal Jacket. I don't even know what to call it. Thread, I guess. I don't know. But I said, oh, I really want to do a Full Metal Jacket video. And, I'm going to do this tonight. I don't know how it's going to turn out. No freaking idea. None. Oh, the uncertainty. But I said, you know what? Let me do it anyway. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say something. And, the fellas on Slack, they've got all kinds of marvelous ideas about this movie. And, of course, I can't remember all of them. There's so many of them. But I do, I'm a big fan of this movie as well as The Shining. I mean, not as much as The Shining, but I sure do like it. I sure do like Full Metal Jacket. And I remember I did my little announcement that I was going to do an analysis series for this movie, Full Metal Jacket. I made that announcement 8 months ago. And I said, I thought I was going to do it. And here it is, 8 months ago. Go ahead and check it out. I'm going to have to go through all my videos and make a more kind of make some better playlists and organize my shit. So if somebody wants to watch all my movie reviews all the way through, or all my film analysis videos all the way through, or all my coffee break videos all the way through, or maybe just miscellaneous or whatever, I'm gonna have to do that because it's a damn mess. I haven't been categorizing my videos, and I do want to get back into art and analyzing actual two-dimensional art, or just, static images of whatever kind, because I actually do enjoy doing that. My issue is that I don't know if I can do it in a way that would be appealing to somebody who is not studying art history or visual culture in an academic setting. Does that make any sense? I don't think that any of you are incapable of understanding what I would like to say, or what I have to say about various art and artists and what have you. But I don't know if you've heard me talk. You've heard how scatterbrained I am. And you're not forced to sit and listen to me for an hour and a half, 3 hours. You have no reason to do that. You come here and you do it, and I appreciate it so much. But I know that I'm crazy. You don't have to tell me. But I've tried a couple. Where's my stuff here? So let's see. I made a bunch of videos, and over the last year and 2 months. So 14 months, yeah. And I made a couple of art videos. I've talked about the Denver Art Museum. I gave up on that. That just got kind of disgusting to me. So I said, you know what? Forget that. I talked about the Salvator Mundi. I talked about the Last Supper. I talked about what else did I talk about? The Morally Safer on 60 Minutes. I don't know if I'll do the follow-up one. I just don't. I talked about the Last Supper here. I talked about Edward Hopper. I kind of gave up on the Hunter thing. I want to get back into it. I do believe Hunter Biden has a lot to say in his art. Whether you like what he has to say or not, that's not my concern. But this extremely influential, extremely, prominent person in the news and the media of late has decided to become an artist at this stage in his life after everything he's been through and after everything we've heard about him. I think that's significant. So I tried, check out my Hunter Biden videos. What else? Huh. I did Damien Hirst NFTs. Ugh. And I want to find artists where I'm not like just purely critical of what they do, because I don't want to sound like a sourpuss, you know. But I want to get back to Kill Bill. So much I want to say about that. Full Metal Jacket. And I have asked you all in the past, like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to review? I think I did a Fritz Lang video, but I kind of want to do M, or like the Testament of Dr. Mabuse separately, right? And I want to do, oh, there's so much I want to do. Like I said, if only, if only, if only I had the time, if only I had the time and the energy and the strength. So y'all, you keep coming back. Like, let me know your guys' engagement in the comments section, and seeing that like people are actually listening and reacting. That kind of fuels me a little bit. Like, it makes me say, okay, yeah, people are listening. So yeah, let me go. Even if I'm tired at the end of the day or whatever, let me go ahead and switch on the Screencast-O-Matic and like make one of these, because people are reacting, and they're, again, my number one absolute main goal is just to get you all to think. Not to tell you what to think. I tell you what I think. Yes, I do. But I'm not trying to tell you to think what I think. Oh, good heavens, no. Good heavens, no. That would make me cry if somebody said, oh, I've changed my opinion based on what you've said. I don't necessarily want that to happen. No, I want you to maybe look at it from a different perspective, or maybe not even that. Just look at it, period. Think about it, period. And do your own self-guided study. The internet has revolutionized education in ways that we haven't fully tapped into. Okay, Google or whatever search engine you use. You can just look whatever up on Google. There's plenty of information just that you can find on Google that you could give yourself a pretty darn good education on just about any subject or anything that interests you. There's Open Library on archive.org. There's archive.org. There's social media. You can actually use social media to learn stuff, but I think that's like the end stage of the self-education process, because there's a lot of bullshit on social media, and you have to learn. You have to go through like the training program that you set out for yourself, your own specialized, personalized training program that you designed for yourself. And then finally you could probably see through the bullshit. Not just on social media, but like on TV, the news, news publications, culture publications, not just news, but like art magazines. Oh, I take all that shit with a grain of salt. I do. I don't believe them. I try as much as I can to not just read between the lines, but underneath the lines, to the left of the lines, to the right of the lines, sideways, every which way, And that's why I love Stanley, because I think he's doing that. I think he is not trying to like mesmerize us and just have us think what he thinks. No, I think Stanley really, really wanted us, anybody who watches his movies, any one of his movies, but especially movies like The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, 2001, Clockwork Orange, and his last one, Eyes Wide Shut. He wants us to educate ourselves and just think. Doesn't want to tell us, what to think or how to think. No, just think. Just think. Use your brain. Use your brain and your mind. Expand your mind, and the rest will take care of itself. Yeah. that's all I want. That's really all I want. That's the reason why I kind of did this channel. Yeah, I do want to get monetized. I'd be lying like a dog on a rug if I said anything otherwise. Yes, I would like a little, at least a couple of cents for doing this when I spend all this time and what have you. You see how many videos I've done over the past year, 145, and these jerks, these YouTube people, like, they are the platform. They're the preeminent platform for this kind of thing. Like, nobody gives a shit about BitChute. Nobody gives a shit about Vimeo. It's YouTube, for Christ's sake. And, here we are, a lot of us who do not have, a lot of the people I interact with on a regular basis, we just don't have the number of subscribers that would qualify us for monetization. However, we're making videos. And yeah, maybe not millions of people are watching our videos, or hundreds of thousands, or even tens of thousands, but people are watching our videos, and we are contributing to this platform. We're putting in our time and our effort and whatever, and we have absolutely nothing to show for it. Okay, people watch. We're drawing people to watch something, even if it's a small amount of people, and we have, whatever number of views, whatever number of watch hours, and I believe that you should be compensated for that, whether you have one subscriber or 1,000 of them or 10,000 of them. It doesn't matter. You're contributing to this thing they got going on here, and not, I've got a good number of watch hours. I've got a good number of watch hours, and views. But am I monetized? Oh, good heavens, no, because of this damn subscriber number. I don't know. Again, here I go with my paranoia. I talked about in that my my last video. Where does all that snow come from? Watch it if you haven't. I mean, if you're interested in learning about the effects of narcotic substances on the brain and the mind and the psyche, go ahead. I do a cute little read through of some medical websites that talk about cocaine. Excuse me. Cocaine psychosis and paranoia and whatever. Because I think Wendy and Jack, and of course Stephen King, are all a bunch of cokeheads. Check it out. Check it out. That's what Jack says when he tells Wendy to go check out the snowcat. Oh my God, I've lost my mind. But anyway, so I'm doing FMJ today, and I put this up for your homework, okay, in my community tab. One of my favorite songs. I don't know if it's like my absolute favorite song, but it's definitely in my top 10. Idiotech, by Radiohead, from their Kid A album. Absolute marvelous song. And check out the lyrics. I put the link to the lyrics for this song, lyricsgenius.com or whatever it is. Just click on it, it'll open up. And I write here, finna do another video tonight. Here I am doing it. Listening to this song is your homework. Okay. I want to revolutionize education. Okay. I want this to be people's homework, and I want people to listen to music and read books that they actually like, and watch movies and what have you. And I want them to just meditate on that and see where that takes them, psychically, right? So check out the lyrics and listen to the song. Listen to the song all the way through. It's a little bit long. It's 5 minutes and 10 seconds, but it's worth it. I think it's a beautiful piece of music. And I do believe that if Stanley were making Full Metal Jacket today, or around the year 2000 or whatever, and I think his daughter Vivian, and she had a pseudonym, Abigail Mead. She was the one that did a lot of the music, or picked a lot of the music for her father's movies. And so I think we have her to thank for the awesome soundtrack for exactly the movie that I'm going to talk about today, Full Metal Jacket. So thank you, Vivian. What a wonderful sort of experience she must have had, and her sisters must have had, having a father like Stanley Kubrick, and everything that they could have or might have learned from him, or just being in his presence. I bet he was a wonderful dad. I bet he was a absolutely wonderful dad. And yes, I've read all this stuff. Okay, so don't come at me with the gossip about the family. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm not here for that. But I mean, Tancred, if you want to send me some stuff in the DM, that's fine. But in here, I'm not really trying to court any kind of gossip or whatever about the family. No, but yeah. So listen to the song, and there's like this screeching, scraping sort of sound effect. I don't know what to call it. I'm not a music person. In this song that reminds me so much of the very end of Full Metal Jacket when they're finally in that building where the bullets are coming from the sniper. Listen to it and you'll see what I mean. So I like I said, I already did this video. What does it say? 8 months ago. Where's the damn thing? There you are, Matthew Modine. You and your damn glasses. Or no, not Matthew, Joker. Let me put that a different way. He's an actor portraying a character. So Joker and Joker's damn glasses, and his ridiculous Born to Kill helmet, and that ridiculous peace sign he's wearing on his lapel. And there's Animal Mother, right behind him. Animal Mother was played by what was his name? Adam Baldwin. Is it Adam Baldwin? Where's the cast? Adam Baldwin. He seems like, a pretty nice guy. He's actually, like, interacts with his fans and what have you. Really, really, seems like a cool guy, Adam Baldwin, Animal Mother. And he's, like, going to be known for this movie for the rest of his life, which is not a bad thing. But I've shown this to groups of people. I've shown this movie to groups of people. They like it in some cases even more than they like when I show them The Shining or Kill Bill, and these are kind of my go-to movies for like pointing out symbolism to people and having them like really think about it, and it's an exercise, but a fun exercise, because the movie, following the story, looking at all the images and whatever, is fun for people who watch them. Like Stanley Kubrick was good at grabbing your attention and keeping it right up until the very last second of the movie. Okay, and the people that I've shown it to, like in group settings, they're like, I can't believe this thing was filmed in England. This looks like, Vietnam, or it looks like a tropical kind of place. It doesn't look like frickin' England, So they did a great job. Stanley and all of his people did a great job. So here's Joker, scared shitless, born to kill. Yeah, I guess so, huh? But yeah, so check out the Idiotech, the song Idiotech by Radiohead. You might, again, within yourself, learn something, and compare it to like that part of The Shining at the very end with the burning building and the sniper's nest and the whole thing, right? So here's the Wikipedia for the movie. I will put this in the description because, why not, if you want to read the plot. I think I've read it already in this video. I'm going to link to this video at the end of this one, if you want to hear what I had to say 8 months ago, which I don't think what I had to say 8 months ago is going to change very much today, right? But that thing at the bottom of the video where it says, like, it's suggestions or whatever. And this, I talked about Gustav Hasford in that movie. There I go again. In that video, sorry. Gustav Hasford and his, it's based on his, is it a short story or a book? Yeah, it's a book, novel, The Short Timers. But, Gustav Hasford was given Stanley Kubrick trouble, just like frickin' Stephen King did. Like I said, Stanley really knows how to pick them. And I mean, I'm not saying that facetiously. Like, he really does know how to pick them. He picked Gustav Hasford. He picked Stephen King. And I have to look at like his other ones, like Clockwork and Barry Lyndon and whatever. And Eyes Wide Shut, like, was the author of that book even alive? Eyes Wide Shut, the book that the movie is based on, when the movie was being made. Maybe by that time Stanley had learned his lesson, and he said, you know what? Let me not deal with these asshole writers. I'm gonna pick a dead one this time. Interesting. Interesting. Um, so I talk about the Joker character, JT, I think James Davis, uh, is Joker, and he does the whole thing. He goes to the boot camp, and should I just read this for you? I guess why not? But before I get into it, let me go back to my home page, and I'll just like fixate on this for a little while. Um, Church announcements. Returning viewers, thank you for returning. New viewers, thank you for being new. Subscribers, thank you for subscribing. I always complain like a little such and such about not having a lot of subscribers, but the ones I do have, I appreciate you a great deal, so thank you for being here. Please, all of you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It helps me. It helps push my crazy little channel out into the algorithm. Allegedly, that's what I've been told. I don't know what to believe anymore. But yeah, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share. If you know somebody who might enjoy this, go ahead and you can share this video wherever like you hang out on social media or um, discussion boards or Reddit, whatever you're into. Go ahead, Discord, whatever. Go ahead and share the video. Only if you want to, though. Don't do it if you don't want to do it. And that's that. I think that's it for the church announcements. I do want to branch out. Like I said, I'm doing this tonight. Full Metal Jacket, and I want to do some more Kill Bill. I want to do Eyes Wide Shut. I want to do some artistes. I still haven't made that Dolly video that I've been talking about. I don't know how long. I mean, God, I hope my schedule gets a little bit like smoother within the next couple of months. Cross your fingers and pray for me because God, I need it. I need the help. And that's that, right? That's that. So, Full Metal Jacket. During the Vietnam War, a group of recruits arrive at the United States Marine Corps training facility at Paris Island. Drill instructor Gunnery Sergeant Hartman uses harsh methods to train them for combat. Among the recruits is the overweight and dim-witted Leonard Lawrence, whom Hartman nicknames Gomer Pyle. And if you know about Gomer Pyle, you know about Gomer Pyle. You go ahead and look that up on your own. It's not a bad show, I will say that. Like back in the 60s, they knew how to do TV. I don't know about what's going on now, but back in the day, they knew how to entertain you. They really knew how to like make you forget about your troubles with these TV shows back in the day. I don't know what's going on now. I don't know if I want to know. And the wisecracking J.T. Davis, who receives the name Joker after interrupting Hartman's introductory speech with an impression of John Wayne. And that, again, is that line that Joker says when he's trying to be a smartass. That line is the title of another work by Gustav Hasford. What is it called? Are You John Wayne? Is This Me? Something like that. And then, Hartman comes over to him and in my opinion, at this point, very rightfully so, tells him to unfuck himself. Okay. The language, though, in this movie. During basic training, Hartman names Joker as squad leader and puts him in charge of helping Pyle improve. One day, Hartman discovers a jelly donut in Pyle's footlocker, blames the platoon for Pyle's infractions, and adopts a collective punishment policy in which any infraction committed by Pyle will earn a punishment for everyone else in the platoon. One night, the recruits haze Pyle with a blanket party, which is basically they put a bar of soap in a towel, wrap it up, and then they each take a swing at him with that, I guess, weapon or implement of delivering pain, or I don't know what to call it. And it hurts him. Like they hold him down with, I don't know how they hold him down, but they hold him down, and they each take a swing at him with the soap in the towel, and they hurt him very badly. But it's a method of hurting somebody that I think the whole point of it is that it doesn't leave marks. So the injuries are internal rather than they can't be seen externally. That's just, I could be wrong about that. Y'all let me know in the comments. So a blanket party in which Joker reluctantly participates. At this point in the movie, Joker still thinks of himself as a good person. Or, still is deluding himself. I think he still deludes himself all the way to the end, but we'll get into it. This is probably not going to be my only or my last Full Metal Jacket video. So, get ready for more nonsense. Following this, Pyle appears to reinvent himself as a model recruit, showing particular expertise in marksmanship. This is a very important aspect of the movie that I don't know if it's discussed because I haven't watched a lot of FMJ analysis videos, if any, really. And if I have, I've probably forgotten. It's been years, let's just put it that way. Or I don't think, have I read any articles? I don't think so. But to me, this switch in Pyle's personality after the soap beating, and again, yes, that soap, it probably has allusions to cleansing. It's soap, for God's sake. This is important because Pyle is just no good at anything. He's not physically agile. He's not very bright. He seems, like it says here, what do they call him? Dim-witted? Yeah, dim-witted. And the whole thing, he's overweight. He seems dim-witted. He seems like he even has maybe some kind of, I don't know, learning disability or developmental disability. And he probably shouldn't be there based on that. I don't know, but maybe I haven't thought very deeply about it yet. And this punishment thing, not punishment, but what do they call it? A blanket party. It changes his character. He's still not, very quick-witted, or that aspect of who he is doesn't seem to change, but there's a darkness that sets over him and sort of clouds over his eyes, and that's why Vincent D'Onofrio just did an amazing job portraying this character, because that switch from the bumbling, goofy, good-natured kind of fool of the Pyle character, and his change after this soap thing is just so creepy, so deeply disturbing in ways that are hard to articulate, for me anyway. Hopefully I'll try, though. Anyway, he invents himself as a model recruit and showing particular expertise in marksmanship. Hitting targets is hard. You ever tried it? It doesn't matter what you're using, whether it's a gun or a slingshot or just your free hand. That shit is not easy. And it takes skill or talent. Or if you ever watch that episode of King of the Hill where, Bobby Hill or Barbie, I can't pronounce it the way they do on that show, but Hank's son, Bobby Hill, and he's kind of like Gomer Pyle. He's kind of, heavy set, and he's kind of slow, and he's very good-natured. He's a nice person, but his father's always finding fault with him for not being manly or masculine enough, or he doesn't have that bloodlust that maybe somebody like Dale Gribble does, or whatever. And I need to rewatch that show. That was one of my favorite shows. But in one episode, Bobby is finally given a rifle by, I think at the age of 12 or 13, by his father, and to Hank's surprise, Bobby turns out to be an expert marksman with incredible talent. He never misses. Bobby never misses when he aims at something. He just never ever misses when he shoots something, which is interesting. Somebody so nice and sweet as Bobby, the Bobby character. But wow, he'll kill you. He can kill you if he wants to. It doesn't take much. He's not going to miss. So there's that's what made me the Pyle character and the marksmanship thing made me think of Bobby Hill. Anyway, this pleases Hartman but worries Joker, who believes Pyle may be suffering a mental breakdown after seeing Pyle talking to his rifle. The rifle's name is Charlene. If you were curious, Hartman tells them to give the rifle a feminine name. It's their girlfriend. Anyway, after the recruits graduate and the night before they leave Paris Island, Joker discovers Pyle in the bathroom, loading his service rifle with live ammunition, executing drill commands, and loudly reciting the Rifleman's Creed, which is interesting. I might visit it in other or future videos about FMJ. Hartman attempts to intervene, but Pyle shoots and kills him and then commits suicide. I'm not going to show you that. Oh, good heavens, no. I'm not going to give them a reason to give me any trouble here on this platform. Oh, no. By January 1968, Joker is a sergeant. How'd that happen? Help me, people. I don't know about ranks and hierarchy in the military. Sergeant sounds... it sounds like some kind of, what do we call it? A promotion of some kind. I mean, I thought it was private. Is it private and then sergeant and then lieutenant and then et cetera, and so on and so forth? Help me. Let me know. So he's a sergeant. How'd that happen? I thought he thought the whole thing was a joke, right? That sounds like somebody who's trying to achieve something, achieving the rank of sergeant. Just my opinion. And he's based in Da Nang. All right, I'm back. Shit. Interruption. Somebody wanted an apple and an orange. Jesus Christ. Peeled and sliced. Anyway. See what I got to put up with? But, where was I going with this and why? Damn. Anyway, so, yeah, that's where I was. He's based in Da Nang, and that always makes me think of the South Park characters, like, I think it's, I haven't watched that show in so long, I forgot the character's name. Stan, ironically enough. Stan's uncle, Ned, and his friend from Vietnam. We served in Da Nang. Anyway, he's based in Da Nang. Joker is a sergeant, and to me that indicates ambition. Okay, I could be wrong. Maybe sergeant don't mean a damn thing, but it seems like he's ascending the ranks, so to speak. And he's based in Da Nang for the newspaper Stars and Stripes, alongside his colleague, Private First Class Rafterman, a combat photographer. The Tet Offensive. And if I'm not mistaken, Tet might be based on my other video where I did the, but based on my other video where I did the Z's. Where's the Z's? Get your Z's at the and I talked about the Hebrew alphabet. I think Tet it's spelled T-E-T-H, but it is one of the letters in the Hebrew alphabet. I forget what it means. I'll need to maybe look it up, but you know what I mean. The Tet offensive begins and Joker's base is attacked, but holds. The following morning, Joker and Rafterman are sent to Phu Bai, where Joker searches for and reunites with another sergeant, with Sergeant Cowboy, a friend he met at Paris Island. During the Battle of Hue, a booby trap kills the squad leader, leaving Cowboy in command. Becoming lost in the city, the squad is ambushed by a Viet Cong sniper who kills 2 members. And I think one of those is 8-Ball, and the other one is, like, I forget what his name is. Does he even have a name? That white guy. I don't know, the one with the very piercing blue eyes. I don't remember the character's name. The sniper kills two members, and it's a really difficult scene to watch when they get like riddled with bullets, and it's terrible. As the squad moves in on the sniper's location, Cowboy is killed. Okay, and I was talking to the fellas on Slack, and I think Joker and Cowboy are the only characters in this movie who wear glasses. I don't know if that means anything, but oh, and here in the sidebar it says music by Abigail Mead. Yeah, that's Vivian Kubrick's pseudonym. Okay, for when she was doing this work for her father. Okay, like I said. Anyway, Cowboy is killed, and it's a very emotional scene. Okay, and as he dies, I think, if I'm not mistaken, his glasses fall off of his face. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, moving on. Assuming command, squad machine gunner Animal Mother leads an attack on the sniper. Joker locates her first, but his M16 rifle jams, alerting the sniper to his presence. As the sniper opens fire, she is revealed to be a teenage girl. So yeah, spoilers. I'm not here to, like, entice you to watch the movie. I just expect you to. Okay? Or expect you to have already watched this movie. If you're watching this video, like, that's why you're here. And yeah, it's a teenage girl. It's a teenage girl. It's one of the few female characters that we see in this movie. Rafterman shoots her, wounding her mortally. As the squad converges on the sniper, she begs for death, leading to an argument over whether or not to kill her. Animal Mother agrees to a mercy killing, but only if Joker does it. Joker shoots her after some hesitance. Later, as night falls, the Marines return to camp singing the Mickey Mouse March, and this is possibly the creepiest part of the movie. Possibly. A narration of Joker's thoughts conveys that, despite being in a world of shit, he is glad to be alive and no longer afraid. Okay. Alright, so that's the plot synopsis. Alright? That's the plot synopsis. I don't know what to make of this. This is a difficult movie to understand. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from our Stanley. I really wouldn't. But it's difficult to understand, in my opinion. It's difficult to understand in a way that's different from The Shining. They're related. Yes, they are related. Something tells me that, like, Stanley Kubrick's movies, and let me just see, yeah, look at this. In Vietnam, the wind doesn't blow, it sucks. Born to Kill, so this is Joker's helmet. I don't know what this thing is hanging off of it. There is not... I guess it's purposely obscured. Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. Okay. But I think that Stanley Kubrick's movies exist in some kind of continuum where, like, it's all the same idea. I think he's trying to accomplish the same thing in all of them, even his early ones, the black and white ones. But I think maybe each movie addresses a different aspect or a different subcategory of what it is that he's trying to explain to us, his viewers, about humanity and what's wrong with the way things are set up, the way they're currently set up. That's my assessment. That's my opinion at this point. Okay? Not easy. Not easy to figure this out. And by the way, I think I maybe already mentioned it in the again, I said a movie, the video from 8 months ago. Where's the damn thing? No, that's 11 months ago. 9 months ago. Okay, 8 months ago. I mentioned in this one from 8 months ago that I forgot what I was going to say. Damn it. This is what happens when you're crazy. This is what happens when you're scatterbrained and crazy. But I mentioned in this movie video 8 months ago, Hazard was a difficult person to work with. He gave Stanley all kinds of trouble. Um, Stanley, I don't know if this is like a similar situation to the Stephen King situation, where the book was sent to Stanley rather than he read it and liked it and decided to make a movie out of it. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, because again, this seems to be how Hollywood works. I don't know. Same thing with Eyes Wide Shut. But Stanley is addressing a different aspect of the kind of issues and problems with the way life works, the way it's set up. And when I say set up for a reason, somebody did that. Somebody set it up. It wasn't you or me. It wasn't our parents. It wasn't our grandparents. It wasn't any of us. It was this. It seems like there's this. There's this. I don't know what to call them. Like the I guess in conspiracy literature, which I read a lot of, they're called the elites. And I don't think that they are who we've been told that they are, even in conspiracy literature. The way that life is set up, the way things run, and you know, the system by which these things run, it was set up by somebody. Not yesterday, not 100 years ago, not 500 years ago, not 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, uh, 3,000 years ago. No. Long ago. I think that decisions were made and they stuck to them, and they've been sticking to them to this very day. This is what I believe that Stanley is telling us. And this is part of the reason why I like Stanley Kubrick movies so much, because he seems to what I think that he's communicating in his movies kind of converges with what I've kind of been thinking for a long time, that there's a problem. There's a huge problem with the way things are set up. Okay? And the way they run, the way they've been running for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, more or less since day one. That's why I'm so fascinated by Mesopotamian art and the religion and their kind of collection of deities, gods, goddesses, monsters, demons, all kinds of stuff. Them, the Egyptians, the Greeks, and other cultures have similar things, just in a version that conforms to whatever's going on with that culture locally. And like, why is it the same all over planet Earth? More or less. And this system, this hierarchy, these rules and regulations that we all operate on. Like, we all live by these rules and regulations. And sometimes you know what they are, and sometimes you don't. And what do I like? I don't know if I've said this in my videos before, but I'll say it now. Sometimes you don't know that a law exists until you break it. You don't know that a rule exists until you break it. And then everybody, it's hard to explain. You don't necessarily, like, nobody else knew that rule or law existed either, but you're the one who's violated it unknowingly. And if you break that rule so egregiously, to the point where the powers that be can absolutely obviously see that you've done it, and it wasn't a one-off thing, you're going to do it again. They deal with you very swiftly. Okay, and when I say, what kind of rules, like social rules, like, if you come from the working class, for example, and we have this idiotic fable, the fairy tale about social mobility, okay, And that's what you're told your whole life, at least as an American. If you study hard, you go to school, you work hard and get your degree, and you're a good person, and you follow the rules, you will get X, Y, and Z, whatever it is that you strive for. And we're all kind of striving for the same thing. We've been trained to, we've been conditioned to want the same thing. We all want our lives to look like that picture in a magazine. Or like, like Danny or Tony tells Danny in The Shining, like, don't remember what Mr. Halloran said. It's just pictures in the book. It isn't real. Right? But we want our lives to look like that for some fucking reason. And if but we're told this myth. If you work hard and whatever, you will achieve what we all like to call, at least in this country, for my non-American not viewers. I don't know if you have a version of that in your place where you live, but we call it the American dream. You get your house, you get your car, you get your picket fence, you get your nice reliable job or career, and a steady source of income, and a nice family, and friends, and happiness, and vacations, and all of the trappings that go along with that, all of the products that you need to buy at the store in order to try to make your life look like that picture in the magazine. You need that furniture. You need that, those pots and pans and those kitchen appliances. You need that particular kind of car. You need to wear a certain kind of clothing. If you're a woman, it's like that much worse. You need to have a certain kind of handbag and shoes. And now with young women, I feel for them, because the makeup people have, I love makeup, and I think it can be an art, but like, it's out of control. The consumer side of it and the marketing side of it is out of control. Now women of all ages are expected to have like a face full of stage makeup every day of their lives, with very bright, eye-catching, attention-getting colors, you know. And you need to contour your face, and because the natural shape of your face is just no good. And if that's if you're poor. If you're rich, you just go straight on to the plastic surgeon and get a new nose, a new chin, new cheeks, and et cetera, and so on and so forth. This is what's sold to us, and you're told that if you work hard, you can achieve all of that. You sure can. And then if you come from the working class, like I do, and you try. You do all the things that you were told to do. You go to school, and you're a good little girl, and you follow all the rules. And you try to, like, do something with your career or whatever. You hit a wall. You hit a wall that it is more or less impossible for you to scale. Okay? And the powers that be see you trying to achieve something, trying to do some kind of upward social mobility, or professional mobility, or whatever, and they say, "Oh no, you don't. Oh no, you don't," and they make the wall even taller. If somehow you can scale, like the first wall or the second wall, there are several like rings of walls surrounding whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, or that you've been told that it is absolutely possible for you to achieve if you just work hard enough and if you're a good enough person. And if you get too close to that, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, you get like knocked down. And they make the walls taller. They make the walls become electric fences, shit like that, right? Stanley is telling us why that is. And that's why I'm so obsessed with this. I want to see what Stanley is telling us. He's telling us that this system is no good. It's absolutely no good. And is he also giving us a solution? He's explaining the problem in his movies, all of them. He's explaining the problem that I've kind of just very clumsily verbalized for you, anybody who's listening. He does a good job describing the issue, identifying it, and well, I don't know about identifying it. He's a little kind of sneaky about that. He makes you work for that. But he does give you descriptions in the form of symbols and images that are meant to make your brain switch on. Okay? And then I'm wondering, does he give us a solution to those problems that I do believe he identifies, or at least shows you, visually communicates to you that they're there. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if I ever will. I really don't. But it's not going to stop me from trying, like I always say. So Joker is part of the problem. Okay? It's not Hartman. In my opinion, it's not Hartman, it's Joker. There's a problem with laughter. I mean, this is the IMDb page for the movie. I'm going to leave it in the description. And the Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, it has a pretty okay score. 91% tomato meter and 94% audience score. Not bad. Not bad. So I have been talking and talking and talking for 50 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to be coming back to this movie a couple of times at least. I just don't know when that's going to be. So here we have, again, I'm not going to do screenshots. I'm just going to, there we go. This is the first part of the movie, okay? I'm just going to talk it through, as they say. No preparation, no, that's one of the things. My screenshots I reserve just for The Shining. Okay, that's the only movie, in my opinion, that warrants that kind of intense scrutiny. Like what's his face? Ullman says with a fine-tooth comb. Okay, so in the first part of this movie, we see, Stanley Kubrick film Full Metal Jacket. And what we see first is these recruits getting their hair shaved right to the scalp. All of them. And we see that how many of them there are. There's different ones. There's different guys from different, you can see it, different ethnicities, different races, different backgrounds. Some of them are blonde. Some of them have dark hair. Some of them are white. Some of them are black. I think there's even a Mexican in there. They're all different walks of life that are having all of their gorgeous hair. These handsome young men are having their hair removed, and they look like zombified. Oh shit! Oh my god! Maybe I do need to do screenshots. God damn! You see it, right? Y'all see it? The radiator, and damn it, Stanley! You and your HVAC. Ay. And I'm gonna cover that. Wait for it. For The Shining. It's on the way. But yeah, there's a damn radiator. Hi, David Lynch. I see you. And again, these young men, they look like they're in some kind of a stupor as they're getting. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's got a particularly interesting nose and cheekbones and what have you. But look, they're shaving all of his gorgeous hair off, and he's a handsome young man. He looks, I don't know what even to call this facial expression. He looks just absolutely dejected, right? Absolutely dejected. And again, I'm not going to analyze this, or I don't think I'm going to analyze this the same way I analyze The Shining, where I pick out every single object, item, thing that sticks out to me that I can find. I'm debating whether or not I should. I don't know if I'm going to go back on my word, because we're dealing with Stanley after all. Again, like I said, all races, all creeds. There's Cowboy. Oh shit, sorry. Oh, this one. Again, look at them. They look like they've been drugged. They look like they have got some kind of chemical or whatever in their system that makes them very docile. At least with this shearing process. They're being shorn like sheep. Okay? And this makes me think of Samson and Delilah. Okay, and like Samson's power, his strength was in his hair, or at least he thought that. And Delilah, like I think was it Delilah who plays this? She conspires against him, and she knows that he's like really weird about his hair, and she cuts his hair off. And when he finds out that he's without his hair, he feels that he's no longer he has no more strength or power, and he can't fight anymore. And I think that leads to his death. Like the only thing that was giving him that fighting spirit was his hair. And they're taking that away from these guys. They're taking, like, if we're going to compare it to Samson and Delilah and that hair thing, they're taking that away from these guys, which is interesting. Okay. Oh, look at all that hair. Oh, shit. No. Look at all those locks of hair on the floor. And the barber chair and the whole thing. So, are we doing something similar here? Or is Stanley doing something similar here as he did with The Shining? Where, there's this reference to the sacrificial lamb. And Danny says he don't like lamb. He likes French fries and ketchup. When we see a picture of that freezer, and the Halloran like rattles off all the different kinds of meat and poultry and what have you in the freezer, and he says, "Oh, hey Doc, do you like lamb?" And Danny says, "No." And he says, "Well, what's your favorite food?" And he says, "French fries and ketchup." He's a vegetarian, and he's a vegetarian because he's, maybe this Danny character is sick and tired of seeing these living creatures suffer at the hands of people like whoever is at the controls of this horrible system that we live in, right? And that's, again, allusion to Jesus, allusion to Rich in Law, who pointed that out for me. I can't believe I didn't see it on my own, but thank you. Abraham and Isaac, okay, and the ram being substituted for Isaac. Another bovine creature, a ram is a male, I guess, sheep. What is up with these poor sheep and animals that are used? I'm not a vegetarian, but you gotta wonder, like, it's in so much mythology and so many of these stories, animals are just used as absolute objects and objects of the violence is done to them, and the frustrations of mankind are they're used as punching bags for that. And the creepiest part is that these animals, like the sheep, like the ram, whatever, the lamb or the ram or whatever, they're meant to symbolize humankind. Okay, that's the creepiest part. And Stanley focuses on these piles of hair on the floor for a reason. Okay, so this is the first step in removing somebody's resistance against being molded to somebody's vision or version of what they should be. Right? Take away their hair, and hair, again, Samson and Delilah, and hair is also vanity. Hair is vanity. Okay. Hair is like you identify with your hair a lot. There's that classic example of, like, if your wife or your girlfriend like makes a really drastic and abrupt change to her hair, like, oh shit, that means she's finna divorce you, or or whatever. If she it doesn't even have to be that she cuts her hair short. She can just get like a really drastically different hairstyle, new hair color. Okay. She's been a brunette for so many years. All of a sudden, one day you come home and she's a blonde, and you're like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Like, what she's going through changes. If she changed her hair that drastically, and so this is a change. Hair is you're emotionally tied to your hair. No matter what it looks like, no matter what color it is, no matter what length it is, you're emotionally tied to your hair. And men and women. It's not just women. You know, women. Vanity, thy name is woman. Yeah, whatever. Men are just as vain as women. Okay, men care about how they look. Men care about their sex appeal and their attractiveness. They absolutely do. You all. I know most of my viewership is male, but you all are just much better at keeping that shit to yourselves than women are. We talk about it openly. You all just never talk about it, hardly ever. But so this is why Stanley is showing us all this hair. This is vanity. This is the first step of removing somebody's resistance to change. You know, so after their hair is gone, they have no longer a connection to it because it's not there anymore. You know, and they're building this person. That I think that's what somebody told me one time about the military. That's like what they try to do to the soldiers, the recruits, what have you. They break you down so they can build you back up. I guess this is one method or the first step to breaking you down. Taking your hair away from you. Cutting off literally a body part. Your hair is part of your body. Okay? It's going to grow back, but still. Okay, so here we are. Again. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. So this is like one of... Stanley doesn't really do comedy, now does he? Okay. He just doesn't. And I'm just thinking right now I might have to pause and take a coffee break and see whether I want to do all of this in one go or like bust it up into smaller sections. So let me see how long this thing is. I'm at 1 minute and 36 seconds here. So this thing is, as you can see on my counter here, 1 hour, 56 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to have to do some quick math when I'm on my coffee break to see what in the world to do. 1 minute and 36, did I say? Yeah. Come on. Oh no. And I'm not about to get a copyright strike. Fucking fuck that shit. I'm done. Oh. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna figure that out on the coffee break. 1 minute and what did I say? 56 and 30 seconds. Ugh. All right. But here we are, right? And where was I going with this and why? Oh, I was talking about how I'm gonna cut this up. I don't know yet. It's almost 2 hours long. I'm not gonna be as specific as the 3-minute segments I do for Understanding The Shining, but I don't know if I should do 20 minutes or 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That would make it like an 8-part thing if it's 15 minutes, approximately. Shit, I don't know. Oh, 2 hours. That's 120 minutes divided by 10. That's 12. Or maybe that's too much. See, I just don't know. But I'll just do like an overview. How about that? The video 8 months ago was an announcement. Today we're doing an overview because I've already been talking for an hour. How do I do this every single time like a lunatic? I apologize. But anyway, I've shown this movie to veterans. Combat veterans. Okay, they've been everywhere. Some of them, yes, Vietnam. Some of them, Desert Storm or whatever it was in the early 90s. And yes, people who have been to Iraq, people who've been to Afghanistan. Yes, I've shown this to people who have been to actual war. They know what it looks like. They've done it. They've been there. Guess what? They don't like talking about it. Okay? Imagine. They don't tell you what they've seen over there. They just don't. They don't. They never get into it. Whether you know this person only casually, or you have a closer relationship to somebody who's been to actual war, they don't talk about that shit. Never. Maybe to their closest people, like, their spouses or whatever, but like to friends or anybody other than people that they've served with, they don't really talk about it. Which should tell you something right away. There's something so horrible about that experience that they just don't want to tell people who haven't been through it. They don't want to talk about it with people who haven't been through it. That's my assessment. But I have shown this to veterans. Okay, I have shown this movie to veterans, and I always ask them. I always have in the past. I always ask them, is it really like this? When this scene starts off and he starts yelling at everybody and insulting people and using all that colorful language. I got Sergeant Hartman when he starts talking all that shit. And I say, is it really like? And he punches Joker in the stomach. He has Private Pyle, quote unquote, choke himself. Shit like that, physical abuse. And I say to the people, the veterans, I say, is it really like this? And some of them, they say, yep. And that's why so many Marines and so many military or ex-military people are really into this movie, because they've experienced this and they can attest to Stanley's accuracy in portraying this part of the experience. Okay. And they're like, yeah, that's more or less what it's like. And I said, are there any rules? I said, are they allowed to hit you? I ask them, and they say, well, some of them say no, they're not allowed to put their hands on you. They could say whatever they want. They could call you all the foulest foul things, every name in the book they can call you, but they can't put their hands on you. That's what I've gotten from some of the veterans that I've asked that question when I show this movie to them. Those are the younger ones. The older ones are like, oh yeah, no, they used to hit us. And I'm like, really? Okay. So that's a kind of a mixed bag with regard to the answer to that question. They can yell at you, yes. These people like him, they can yell at you, they can call you all kinds of horrible names, but they can't put their hands on you, they can't physically harm you. And that's one side of it. Another side says, yeah, they can yell at you, call you names, call you all kinds of terrible things, and they can, yes, hit you like Sergeant Hartman does here. So I don't know. These are real people that I've spoken to who I know have been in the military and have been to war. So take that for what it's worth. Now, this is a famous part of this movie. Like I said, Stanley doesn't really do comedy. He doesn't. But this part of the movie, it's funny. Just because, what's his name? The dude, Ermy, who plays Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, he did this role so beautifully, and he did such a great job. It's hilarious. And the things that he has to come up with, somebody who's in this role in real life, your senior drill instructor, he thinks these things up on the spot, and that's like the famous story about this movie. Arlie Ermy just thought this stuff up right on the spot, and he probably had no trouble doing it because he really did this for a living, like before getting into Hollywood and whatever. Interesting. And Stanley kept it all in. He ad-libbed all of this, and Stanley kept it all in, which I find fascinating. Now, what do we have behind him? This is what made me say, oh, check it out. The number 7. A red sign right behind Gunnery Sergeant Hartman's head in this shot, where it's a red sign, or maybe it's not a sign, maybe it's just a part of this column, and this is like, ooh, here we go again. Look at the comparisons. I'm comparing and contrasting between this and the lobby in The Shining at the Overlook Hotel. And I told you, the Z's, Zion happens to be the 7th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and here we go with these columns again. And again, if this is on, hold on, I'm not so much concerned with what he's going to say. Yeah, it's at the top of the column. Jeez. Hold on, let me go back. Oh no, that's the hair. Okay, why do you keep doing this, you horrible thing? Okay, but you see what I mean. It's at the top of this column. Okay, and there's a lot of these freaking columns in this room, in this big room where they all sleep in these bunk beds. And here we go with these exit signs again. Shit. And the double doors. God damn. And the red floor. Oh no. Oh no, Lord Jesus. Here we go again. And they're all in green. Like Jack. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. What? Y'all, I didn't expect to discover all of this. I'm going to have to take a coffee break and rethink the way I'm going to do these videos. Because it looks like I'm going to lose my mind again and enjoy every second of it. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Okay. All right. But anyway, there's that 7 and the columns and the exit sign. They have plenty of these exit signs at the Overlook Hotel in The Shining. And the double doors, famously, room 237 is a double door. 2 times 3 times 7 equals 42. And if you look up, the number 42, you will find that the factorialization of the number 42 is 2 times 3 times 7. Just saying. And here's a 7. And again, I think that, in my opinion, because of the research, the painstaking research that I did, I think it relates back to the equivalent of the letter Z, and the 7th letter of the alphabet in the Hebrew alphabet, Zayin. Which, what did I say? It means, in the context of The Shining, axe. It means axe. But in general, the word for the letter Zayin means weapon. And we're dealing with the military here now, aren't we? Okay. I'm feeling more confident about my Z's video now. A lot more confident. Anyway, so here he is barking. From now on, you will speak only when spoken to. And again, y'all tell me. Maybe we'll see a better version of this floor as we go along, but it looks red to me. Oh, Stanley. And then there's this patch on Sergeant Hartman's sleeve. It looks red to me too. And this number 7 over here, it's a white. The number 7 itself is white, but its background is red. And the exit sign, the letters of the word exit are white, background is red. Oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little more in depth with this movie. Maybe not screenshots like The Shining, but definitely I'm gonna have to break this up into smaller chunks. Because I can't like not comment on something when I see it. That's why I'm doing these videos. Y'all. And again, green. And they sleep under green blankets. Why do I notice so many things? Okay, let me keep going. Ugh. Yeah. Overview. Wait. Oh, wait. Shit. Okay, yeah. This ain't gonna. This is just not gonna do. This or what do they say? This will never do. Oh, there's private pile. Yeah. I'm trying to get a better look at this floor. And these guys over here. What is up with this redness over here? And these windows. Again with this potentially unnatural light. I don't know what to think. Y'all let me know. Do these floors look red to you? And again, the number 7 so prominently featured right behind this dude's head in the previous shot that I just showed you. Yeah, I'm not going to analyze this whole movie in one video. No freaking way. Let me just skip through again with the red and the green. Let me just skip through and see what. Oh, now they're down to their underwears. Yeah, this is a red floor. It's easier to see in a nighttime scene than a daytime scene. And not only is the floor red, but the base of these columns, is red. Interesting. Really, really interesting. Okay, more red. Okay, and the number of their, I guess, regiment or whatever, there's a number associated with them. And again, more red. Yeah, that's red floor. I'm looking. I'm looking at all of this and thinking, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? Okay, this has changed from me um, trying to do this movie all at once into like really considering breaking this up into smaller chunks, maybe 12, maybe 8. Oh, I don't want to see that. No. No, 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 no. So I'm just giving you like, a quick flip through of the various parts of the movie. So here they are in Vietnam. Okay, and this one, there is a modern artist named Yue something, a Chinese artist who does art featuring images of Asian men. I think it might even be himself with this kind of smile on his face. I will look for it when I'm doing my coffee break and let you know. But this is a hoe, okay, very obviously. And if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. And she's one of the few women that we see in this film. I think maybe Vivian Kubrick makes an appearance in the movie too, but like she's in a collection of other people, and it's hard to like you're not really focusing on her. You really don't notice that she's there or that she's female. But these hoes. So this is the first hoe we see, and then there's another hoe later, and she's negotiating her pimp is negotiating her price for her. I told you I'm onto something with The Shining. And then like the girl at the end is a teenage girl. I don't know if she's had to do what this one is doing, prior to her becoming a sniper. I don't know. But like the women that we see in this movie are all hoes. Like, and I'm not using that word as in a derogatory way. I'm just using it because I don't want to pronounce the word prostitute every single time I say it. That's just too much for me. So yes, and she's here, and this is like our first image of Vietnam in this movie. Right after Private Pyle does what he does in that bathroom. More red. Let's just put it that way. And the toilets in that in the head, I think that's what they call the room with all the toilets in it. No privacy of any kind whatsoever. They look exactly like the toilets in the men's room or the gentleman's room in the gold room in The Shining. They've got the black toilet seats. That's got to mean something. Anyway, so the first image we see of Vietnam after the training period is over and Private Pyle does what he does in that bathroom. The first image we see of Vietnam is a hoe, and facing away from us, the viewers, the audience. That's got to mean something. And then this man with this contorted-looking smile on his face in the background looks like a beer advertisement. This is our first vision of Vietnam. What does this mean? What does this mean? And while I'm thinking about that and you're thinking about that, I'm going to go ahead and take a little coffee break, so sit tight. Gotta think about some stuff. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I thought about it. I had my little coffee break with my Maxwell House Cafe Vienna. Okay. And I thought about it. And, excuse me. I'm going to break this up into about 8 parts. It's about 15 minutes per part because I can't do all of this in one go. Not me. Maybe somebody else, but not me. So there's just too much stuff. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch 15 minutes, maybe take some screenshots. Who knows? We shall see. And I'll maybe make a couple of notes, whether they're mental or not. I'm not sure. And then we'll do it. But this is still an overview, right? And I'm gonna skip around and see what we see, right? This is like just a little ramble through, a little walk through um, the movie. Excuse me. My allergies out of control. You wouldn't believe. You wouldn't believe. Um, the misery I've been going through. Now, again, this is this lady. We know what she is. I've already identified her role in this movie. I talked about the guy with the contorted, painful looking smile, the forced, exaggerated smile in the background. The number 33. It's advertising beer. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this, I just noticed this right here, Las Vegas. What the hell? Is this a betting parlor? I don't know. They do, legalize gambling is not legalized everywhere in the United States. It's legalized like in Las Vegas or in Nevada in general. Um, I don't know where else. And like in Native American reservations, casinos, pachanga. Oh God. But yeah, Las Vegas is known for gambling, and it's known for it's called Sin City for a reason. And here it is. It's two of them. Like there's one here sticking out, and then there's the one up against the building, Las Vegas. Interesting. Photocopy. Okay. So, what's going on here? What is going on here? And this lady, this hoe, as she's approaching, the guys like hanging out at this place where they're getting probably drinks or whatever. She's walking over to him, and she's like, if you've seen this movie, her walk and her mannerisms are very, very exaggerated. She's wearing barely any clothes, because she's literally advertising. Okay? I don't know. I just don't know. And oh, look at this. Again, I'm just randomly popping around in this movie. Just, again, this is the overview. Here's Joker with his like really awkward, geeky walk. His glasses that are gold rimmed. By the way, okay, Joker's glasses is not just that he's wearing glasses. They're totally different from Cowboy's glasses. Cowboy's glasses are like I think is it Dr. Luke that you were talking about in the Slack. They're like Buddy Holly glasses. Those black framed glasses. Joker's are a thinner, much thinner frame, and they're gold. That means something. Don't tell me that it don't mean something. It sure do. All right. And then I guess they were just in town, and they got some cigarettes. Marlboro, same exact brand that Jack smokes in The Shining. Red Marlboro Reds. Lord. Again, they're walking. They think they're hot shit. Here they are in the newsroom. This room is just, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. There's like, a nude woman in the background. There's several scantily clad, images of scantily clad women, but you don't notice them right away. They're there, and I guess they're meant to be noticed if you focus on this for long enough. I didn't notice that. For what I noticed first, Charlie Brown yelling his head off in the background, and he looks like a little soldier with a soldier's hat and a sword. Again, Zayn. Coca-Cola. Isn't that the conspiracy theory that that's what they were really there for in Vietnam? It had nothing to do with liberating anybody. It had nothing to do with stopping the spread of communism. It was about drugs. Maybe not cocaine, but that Coke is there for a reason. Snoopy kicking something. So, and we see more cartoon characters in this room. I think we see like Mickey Mouse in this room, if I'm not mistaken. Oh God. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, I know he's here. Maybe this room changes just like the other rooms in other Stanley Kubrick movies. This is the newsroom. Joker's on the, he's a journalist, and his qualifications for this job, this extremely important job, in representing in news reporting the Vietnam War to the American people, Stars and Stripes magazine. His qualifications are that he wrote for the school paper in high school. Really? So, in my opinion, at this point, it might change, but my opinion at this point is that Joker is not what he wants us to think he is. I think, he's, again, the fact that he's now a sergeant and he's working for Stars and Stripes magazine as a journalist, that means he has ambition. Ambition that he pretends he doesn't have. Okay, he's like a hippie, I guess at the time, a hippie who is trying to pass himself off as like a working class, like ordinary Joe. But he's really, again, we don't know what kind of background he comes from. We don't know whether or not he's educated. Like, we assume that he isn't like all that high up on the totem pole as far as his social rank at home, because here he is. Like, I mean, how many like really wealthy people had their children serve in Vietnam? I don't know. Maybe a bunch. I don't know. Another thing I notice is these pencils in this cup on the table. They're red. Okay. Then there's these red things over here hanging from I don't know what this is, but it's there. What else? There's a lot. That's why I need to do this. I need to break this up into easier to consume chunks. Oh, there's Jesus. Okay, with his halo. I don't know about this. But Stanley put this there for a reason. There's the hoe. And, oh Lord, I am wondering whether or not this is like, oh, please forgive me. I'm wondering whether or not this is an actual biological female. Ooh, Lord, she looks a little, a little too broad-shouldered. I don't know what, and the face looks very hard. And, oh, Lord, forgive me. Please forgive me. I'm just wondering, like, what all Stanley was doing here. I'm not saying that this person who's portraying this character is not whatever gender they're claiming they are, but like, ooh, this is... Do y'all see it, or is it just me? I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, here's Joker joking, trying to get all that attention. Golly. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. And I want to get a better look at this newsroom, but oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do this because this is not exactly what I thought it would be as far as the quality of this and whether or not I can see it. The barracks. Interesting. Okay, so they have their first attack. Okay, it's a huge shit sandwich and we're all gonna have to take a bite. First to go, last to know. There's Snoopy again. What the hell, Stanley? What are you doing? I mean, I know you're doing something very, very amazing and interesting. There's some red books over here. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Wait a minute. What's going on? Snoopy? I've seen Snoopy more than once, and I saw Charlie Brown, and I said, "What? Oh, are these people spies?" Wouldn't surprise me. Really, really wouldn't surprise me if that's why Joker is here. And that's what he's really doing. And that's what Stanley's trying to tell us about this character and this, Stars and Stripes organization. Are they really, spies posing as journalists? I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Anyway, that crazy dude who just seems to enjoy killing people. Yeah, we're gonna have to. Oh, here's Animal Mother. Here, oh, there's that. Oh my God. Um, yep. Oh, oh, wait a minute. There's Cowboy's glasses. I could have sworn his glasses were, wait, I thought they were black. I was wrong. Oh, and when he's being filmed for TV, he takes them off. Vanity. Vanity, thy name is woman? My ass. Um, and oh, another thing I want to bring up. I think this is the second time we see a hoe in this movie. And, oh dear. And there's this, what does it say here? Is it the Lone Ranger in the back with a pistol? Oh, and their chairs are red. Oh God, yeah, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more with this than I thought I would. Um, where was I going with? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I tried to locate the script for this movie online, and I could not find any reliable script that I could use to sort of help me along in these videos. Not one. Not one. They all looked unusable. Let's just put it that way. So, I'm gonna maybe keep a lookout for more. But I don't know. I just don't know. And this is the second. This looks like an actual woman. Okay. But she's the second hoe that we see in this movie, and I guess this is her pimp, and he looks like an unsavory character. And they're negotiating the price of spending time with her. Oh my God. Oh Lord. And here we go with this. It's a booby trap. Of course it is. All those hoes. My goodness. They get lost. They get turned around somehow. Oh yeah, I'm not going to show you all this carnage. No. But we're going to discuss it. Fire. This is what I was talking about. Oh God, this is what I was talking about in my recent video. I think the one I did last night, about, yeah, like the source of the snow in The Shining. And I was talking about culture and religion and mythology, and I think Stanley is trying to dismantle all of that for you. Or at the very least make you take a very serious look at it in a way you never have before. Because this building where the sniper girl is, this building is filled with culture. Like, look at more columns. Stanley puts those columns, and these resemble Greek columns even more, much more than the ones in the beginning of the movie with Sergeant Hartman, or the ones in the the lobby at the Overlook with the Z's at the top. Also, I'm just like having all kinds of ideas right now. The Gold Room. Like, I always wondered, like, the columns that we see in these movies that Stanley made, are they structurally necessary to hold up the roof or the ceiling? Or are they there because Stanley is trying to say something? He's trying to make a point of some kind. Because I figure, okay, maybe they need the columns because it's a big room and it's a big ceiling and something needs to hold that ceiling up. I'm not an architect, so y'all can tell me in the comments if you know better, because you probably know better than me. But there's the Gold Room, which is, and the Colorado Lounge. They're huge. They're huge rooms with very tall ceilings. Like, how many columns are in those rooms? I can't remember any in the Colorado Lounge. I can't remember any in the Gold Room. Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll see it eventually. But in this room, there's columns, columns, columns. I can see 3 right away. And they're quite reminiscent of Greek columns. Okay. And then there's fire again. And I was talking about in the snow video about fire and how the cave people, the prehistoric people in prehistoric times who were making the cave paintings, those caves were dark. They still are. Yeah. And in order for them to make their drawings, their paintings in those caves, they needed a light source. And in, the Stone Age, prehistoric times, the only light source that they would have had available was fire. And here we are with this space near the end of this movie, with like the climax of this movie. Or is this the denouement? I don't know. We got fire, and we've got columns, we've got culture, we've got culture and anti-culture mixed together, right? Civilization and anti-civilization mixed together. Columns and fire. Fire is ancient. Fire is what kind of maybe separate one of the things that separates us from the beasts. Animals can't make fire. We can. And that's why we are what we are and who we are and how we've developed. That's like one of the reasons for it. Fire. I don't know. But here it is. Here it is, and they're still looking for the female, the girl that's been killing everybody, or those 2 dudes. And she did a very good job. 1 bullet wasn't enough. She wanted to make sure they were dead. Like, what is going on? And the deeper they get, there she is, the deeper they get into this place. I'm trying to see if there's any fire, like in the space where she is. I don't know. I really don't know. And the thing is, look at this. Look at it, what he's done with these columns. He's partially, they're damaged. They're damaged. So Stanley is telling us that these columns are part of the problem, and they need to go. That whatever it is that these columns represent, whether it's ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Egypt, ancient Mesopotamia, they had columns. They need to go. They really need to go. Because it's not just about supporting a roof or a ceiling, like structurally, for those reasons. These columns and the design, the way they look, is influenced by the people who are really at the controls, whoever they are. I don't know who they are. I know it's not who we've been told they are. No. So the people who run civilization and culture and whatever, they are the people who've decided on what these things need to look like and why. With all of the inspirations and motivations and whatever from religion and mythology and what have you. Those are the people who make those decisions. Not you and me. We can't even get like the job that we want, no matter how qualified we are for it. So, yeah, we don't make these kind of decisions, but somebody does. And Stanley's telling you that these decisions are not just local to, like, the Western world. It's not just the Western world or the United States or Europe. No. These columns are in Vietnam. Now, I know they have columns in Asia, but I still don't. I mean, maybe Stanley is telling us, they're in Asia too. They're not just in the United States. They're not just in Europe. They're not just in Greece. They're in Asia too. And whatever these columns represent, whether it's in Greece, Rome, Egypt, wherever they're used, and he's maybe saying that all over the world it's the same shit. The columns' structural or practical purpose is to hold something up. Allegedly. I mean, yeah, I think so. In architecture and buildings, the purpose of a column is to hold something up. A roof, a ceiling, a pergola, whatever. Right? Symbolically. Metaphorically. What are these columns holding up? What is this like? And what that ceiling that they're holding up, or that roof? What does that symbolize? This is why I need to figure these things out. I will not rest. Oh, here he is. You know. Oh, poor Joker. I told you his eyeglasses are gold rimmed. Ugh, born to kill. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are, Joker. Yeah, you are. And okay, is this where he like does the coup de grace? Um. Okay, and this is the part where they're walking away from all the horror they've just seen, and they're singing the Mickey Mouse song. Y'all, yeah, I'm gonna do this in 8 parts. This was the overview today. Um, you know, again, I'm popping back and forth with it. Oh, look at these. Is this a column that's been destroyed? Oh, Stanley. Look at this. Look at this. Freaking look. Oh, there's Mickey. 2 of them. The old one and the newer version. Oh, Lord. And there's Joker with some kind of little red book in his breast pocket. Ah. Wait a minute. Oh, Lord. Is that like the Communist Manifesto in his pocket? Or is it supposed to represent that? What is up with these red books in Stanley's movies? Oh, Lord. There's a radio. Is that a radio? Oh, dear. Okay. There's the Joker trying to be funny in this situation. There she is. Again, this one looks a little too angular to be an actual biological female to me. But you let me know what you think. Okay. And I think this is where, like, one of the... Is it Rafterman? He's the photographer, so, like, his camera gets stolen. Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. And that is what we just saw. It says down here, "Me love you long time." I mean, you remember the Two Live Cruise song, if you're old enough. Like, that's what that's based on. Here's this, this very difficult scene to watch in the toilet room. Yeah, and again, he's got this helmet on his head. What is up with this? Oh, we're going to talk about this, y'all. We're going to talk about this. Is this a metal helmet for a guy who's supposed to be, like, doing the night watch at protecting the bathroom? Is that what he's watching? And he's got what looks like a metal helmet on his head, and, like, ain't none of them supposed to have live rounds. So, like, why is his... What is this? What is up with this helmet? It looks like an inverted latrine. Oh, Lord. Okay. There. Oh, no, so he's not specifically keeping watch on the bathroom, but he sees that something, or hears that something, he hears, I think, Pyle losing his mind in there. Oh, and see, look at all these columns. They're everywhere. Again, is this to hold up the roof? Because they sure don't need it in the gold room. They don't need it in the Colorado Lounge. So why do they need so many of them here? Stanley, you did it again. Stanley, you did it again. Ay, ay, ay. There they are, mopping the floors in this bathroom. And again, like I said, same thing, same setup in The Shining with the men's room, with Jack and Grady. The toilet seats are black in that bathroom. And this is interesting. Also, I've noticed something. This is a men's bathroom, and I don't know how the military works. I don't know how bathrooms work in the military, but this is a bathroom for a barrack where all men live. Where are the urinals? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Where are the urinals? I'm gonna have to, again, like I said, I'm gonna have to look. Yeah, here they come. So we're seeing the bathroom from the other perspective. Oh, look at the radiators. Radiators. And Sergeant Hartman in his underwears. What the hell is going on in this crazy... This might be a dream sequence. I don't trust it. But radiators and no urinals. I mean, you would expect them in a men's room, wouldn't you? I don't know. Y'all tell me. Anyway, here's Sergeant Hartman, and he puts his hat on. He's not wearing pants, but he's wearing a hat. Are you serious? Okay, this is like a cartoon character. Anyway, so and look at this red ass light. Is this Hal in this movie? So we had a Hal in 2001, and Hal is a red light, and then we have Halloran in The Shining, and we have all that red in that movie. And Halloran wears red too. Yes, he does in that movie. And now we have a red light here from Joker's flashlight. Oh dear, 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 dear. And this is interesting. These halos being produced by the flashlight. This is, I mean, I haven't watched 2001, at least not all the way through, but this is very 2001-esque. These orbs that we see, these large pink red orbs, they remind me of that movie. And it's also intriguing, like, if Stanley had wanted to edit this out, he could have. He probably could have. So this is probably the reaction of this, as it's being filmed by the camera lens. This is my totally uninformed, ignorant opinion. But he left it in. He didn't try to, like, fix it or mitigate it in any way. He just left it there. And there's this red kind of light with this red halo. Oh my God. He went all out. Okay. Oof. There's the guns. There's the everything. Ugh. Wait, I don't know. There's the jelly donut. Luke. The jelly donut. Oh, God. I can't believe 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Interesting. And I cannot find a reliable script for this movie. Oh, there's Private Snowball. Can you believe it? There's the garbage can. He's waking them all up with a garbage can. Shit. Oh, there's that number 7 again. Look at it. And then underneath it, there's another red kind of box thing. Or it looks like a box thing on the wall. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a lot more with this movie than what I thought I would have to do. Oh, and there's that sun. Oh, Lord. And the sky is red by the sun. So this is are they doing this at sunset? This exercise? So many things, you guys. So many things. And I kind of feel guilty for, like, wasting your time. But I'm also glad I did this, because now I know what I want to do. Now I really know what I want to do, and I'm gonna do it. I need to figure out cowboys' glasses. Where do they change? Do they freaking change? I don't know. Oh, so many things I gotta figure out. This is just too much for me. Anyway, so you guys, I've taken up way too much of your time. I've been talking for 1 hour and 47 minutes. Maybe this is gonna be my thumbnail. This look on his face. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. This is it. I think I found it. I think I'll include the 7 too. We shall see. But you guys, I've talked enough. Like I said, I'm going to do this in 8 parts. About 15 minutes of the movie per each part. And I'm going to try and figure this one out too. We are making more progress to solve the mystery of whatever it is that Stanley was trying to tell us. Okay? So, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, if you've been listening all the way to the end, thank you. I appreciate it so, so much. Um, I might like do, oh, for goodness sake, I'm having all kinds of ideas now. I might have a giveaway where I say like a certain word at the end of one of my long ass videos, and you have to comment that with that word. If you want to be part of the giveaway, I want to give away the things that I've got for it, but we'll see. So you guys, that's it. That's it. I've talked enough. I've said enough, and I will be back. We're gonna figure this one out. Oh, we sure are. Um, I will be back with more Full Metal Jacket. I might do another video pretty soon. Like I said, I want to do part 16, get it over with, so I can really talk about that Colorado Lounge and figure it out. Show you and tell you, like what I think is going on in the Colorado Lounge. So until next time, you all. Until next time, when I find yet another reason to talk at you in one of these videos, I'm gonna go ahead and bid you bye-bye. So, bye-bye, everybody.